All right, let's talk about 7 of the best things you need to see and do in San Diego. So stay tuned. All right, what's up everybody? In this video, I wanted to talk to you about 7 of the best things that I think you need to see and do in San Diego. But real quick, if you're thinking about moving to, from, or within San Diego, don't be shy about getting a hold of me. I'm getting tons of emails, calls, and texts, and I absolutely love it. If there's anything I can do to help you reach your real estate goals, I will 100% make it happen. And if you want to learn everything about San Diego, like where to eat, work, sleep, play, and live, then tap that little subscribe button and make sure to click that little bell. That way you're notified every single time I upload a video. All right, so let's hop right in. Number 1 is going to be Balboa Park. Balboa Park is an amazing afternoon or place to spend, let's say, a day on the weekend or your day off. It's going to be located right here on the map, which is very close to downtown San Diego. You're going to see that it's going to have a lot of different things within the park to do. It's going to have perimeter hiking or running trails. It has the world famous Prado. The architecture is amazing to check out. It has botanical gardens with beautiful plants and flowers. It has a huge koi pond. So there's koi fish in it. You're going to find that there's actually swimming turtles in there. There's all kinds of things living in the pond. It's really neat. There's going to be museums, children's museums. There's a Museum of Man, which is really cool. There's an opera. There's a world famous auditorium with an organ. I believe the world record for organ playing was set at this venue. You're gonna have the Japanese Friendship Gardens, which are really cool to check out. It has a huge dog park, which is very popular with residents and visitors. It's just a very cool place to spend an afternoon or a day in San Diego. Number 2 is gonna be actually within Balboa Park, but it's so big it needs to have its own category. It's gonna be visiting the San Diego Zoo. So the San Diego Zoo is located right here, so it's part of Balboa Park, but not only doing so much as far as for animals and conservation, protecting endangered species, it is really cool. They have some very cool animals that you can see up close and in person, such as hippopotamus, polar bears, elephants, giraffes, lions. They have it all. So here's how I suggest to do the zoo and how I do it. When you first get there, the first thing you do is just beeline it and hop on the double-decker bus. This is going to take you pretty much throughout all parts of the park and sit on the second level of the bus. You're going to get the best view. You're going to see everything right off the bat. Keep in mind, San Diego Zoo is built on a hill or a couple hills. So a lot of the animal enclosures are up, and so you're going to be walking downhill to see animals, but you're going to have to walk back uphill to see other animals. If you do it on the bus, you'll see everything right away, and you can figure out what you want to go see a second time around. Oh, and if this is your thing, the zoo does sell alcoholic beverages. I recommend the frozen margaritas. Amazing. Okay, so number 3 is going to be Torrey Pines State Reserve. This is an amazing area. It's part of La Jolla, but it's going to be this area here on the map. You're going to find this area has not only probably the best surf break in San Diego at Black's Beach, but before you go right into Black's Beach, keep in mind it's a nude beach.
Really?
Just happens to be home to the best surfing in the county. But you're also going to have a lot of hiking trails. There's hang gliding that you can do. There's a couple famous PGA golf tournaments that are played here. Some of the most famous Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods matches happened right on that course. But the way to do it is kind of how I do it now. I will head up there, let's say a Sunday morning, just get up early, and you might have to park a little ways away, but you walk into the reserve and you can do a hike, do a couple miles throughout the canyons. And the way I usually finish it off, I walk in up a paved road and then into the dirt. Once you get there, this will make sense. So you walk into the park, start your hike, and I use the All Trails map as well. That kind of gets you through pretty well. But instead of walking back out and down the paved road, I always finish my hikes there and I go down the cliffs and I go onto the sand. I walk back up along the beach. It's a great way to end a great hike. All right, number 4 is going to be Coronado and Coronado Beach. So getting into Coronado, there's a few different ways to do it. You can come up from the south through Imperial Beach, but you can cross the world famous Coronado Bridge. It's probably going to be the most popular way and most well-used way to enter Coronado. Or if you're living or staying or parked in downtown San Diego, you can actually use the Coronado Ferry. So you can get there just in a couple of minutes. That's probably the easiest way, because once you get in Coronado, you don't have to worry about parking, and Coronado is pretty small, so you can get from one side to the other pretty easily. You can use a bike, electric scooters, You can use a Lyft, an Uber. So once you land on the ferry, there's going to be some things, some restaurants right there, right at the landing. But what you really want to get into, you kind of want to get into the area kind of near the Hotel del Coronado. That can be a day in and of itself. It's a lot of fun to hang out at the hotel, get a drink, get an appetizer, and just enjoy the views and the beach. But the main beach, Coronado Beach, is also going to be there, which is probably some of the most beautiful beaches in San Diego. Highly recommended. Okay, number 5 is going to be, you need to check out the USS Midway and Midway Museum, which is located in San Diego Bay, and it's right next to Seaport Village. So there's a couple things you can do right away, but they'll let you on this aircraft carrier. It's amazing. I never forget my very first time. I couldn't believe I was on, I've never been in the Navy, so I didn't think the day would come that I would ever get to set foot on a United States aircraft carrier. So it's a very fun experience. And when you go up to, and you can see all different aspects of the carrier. There's going to have different things and places where they would sleep, the mess hall, and then you can go up to actually the flight deck. You can actually go up to the control tower where the captain, I assume, would be and whatnot. But on the flight deck, not only is it huge and much bigger than I thought it was going to be, they're going to have a lot of different aircraft, helicopters, old fighter jets, things like that on the flight deck that you can check out. And this is a kind of a funny side story. I was up there with my dad and a friend of his who used to be a Navy fighter pilot. We made our way over to one of the jets, and he was telling us about the jet, saying this was the type of jet he used to fly. And as he looked a little bit closer, he looked on the serial number on the side, and it was actually matched the fighter jet that he used to fly. We checked with one of the volunteer docents, and it actually turned out to be his exact jet. So his fighter jet is on the flight deck at the Midway Museum. It was crazy. Number 6 is going to be the GASLAMP Quarter. So the GASLAMP Quarter is very famous. When people think of downtown San Diego, a lot of the times, or they mention downtown San Diego, they're talking about the GASLAMP Quarter. It's actually not a very big area. So you're really only talking about 4th, 5th, and 6th Avenue. You go from the north, which is Broadway, down to basically the convention center or where the harbor starts. So in the main drag, there are shops, restaurants, bars, pubs, cafes, movie theaters, music venues. They have it all in a very small area. But the main street is going to be 5th Avenue, which is going to be right here. So the main hub to the GASLAMP Quarter is 5th and Market Street. And during the daytime, it's going to be a great thing to check out. You can get great food, get some lunch, bring your family. And it's a very safe area, by the way. It used to have a bad rap in the past, but now it's a very safe area. And if you're looking to do something a little more on, let's say, the alcohol-related side, you can be there during the day, but it really revs up at night. So it's a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of bars or nightclubs or whatnot to check out if that's your thing. Next on the list is going to be the Maritime Museum. This is a lot of fun, especially if you have kids taking them in maybe you just went to the Midway Museum, you went to Seaport Village. It's really just about, I'd say it's a quarter mile at the most. You walk up the bay walk around the harbor. So here you're going to have, there's a couple old submarines that you can tour and take a look at. There's a Star of India, which is very famous, which is an old time merchant ship. I think a lot of people look at it and think pirate ship. There's a couple other wooden sail ships there that you can check out. And different times of year, they actually bring them out in the bay and they sail, and it's pretty fun. They do like a pirate thing where they fire the cannons, and it's a pretty neat little deal. They talk about the ships you can tour, but they also talk about some of the history of the San Diego Harbor. It's very cool. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so those are 7 things, in my opinion, that are some of the best things and things you need to see and do in San Diego. By all means, if you have other ideas, opinions, or comments you want to make, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to check it out. Not only am I interested, but it also gives me ideas for future videos, things that I've missed that I need to put out. So very much appreciated if you can do that. And once again, I do a lot of videos about living in San Diego, some about where to live, but where to play, where to eat, where to hang out, what to see, what to do, what not to do. And if you're thinking about moving to, from, or within San Diego, don't be shy about getting a hold of me. I'm getting tons of emails, calls, and texts, and I absolutely love it. If there's anything I can do to help you reach your real estate goals, I will 100% make it happen. And I'll see you on the next video.